I know it's not Friday, so what am I doing on your screen? Well, there is no new Ghost Adventures episode. There's just a marathon this week starting at 6 o'clock on the Travel Channel that you should check out. I know I'm talking fast, but I have a lot to say in this video. I'm going to tell you about my own personal Ghost Adventures this past Friday. This was my second time actually going out and looking for ghosts. The other times, things have just happened to me. But this was my second time going out with Gettysburg Paranormal Association. They have amazing equipment, friendly people, and they take you to awesome locations. Last time I was at the Hoffman Mansion, this time I was at Ghost Lab, which during the day is a haunted house. Well, you get what I'm saying, right? But then the owner noticed that there was paranormal activity going on, and he asked Gettysburg Paranormal to come and investigate. They said yes, it is haunted, and they asked if they could bring their ghost hunts to the Ghost Lab. So, you get to the location, and they give you like a very, very brief history. It was a mass burial ground during Pickett's charge, you know, very little stuff. They don't give you any names or how people died, because they want you to go in there being objective and to get evidence yourself. Trust me, I have tried to drag stuff out of them. They will not tell you. So we were divided, or we could divide ourselves into groups of 4. My team consisted of myself, Suzette, my friend from South Africa, and Bree and Ethan, I can't remember your name, but you guys were awesome and thank you for choosing us to be in your team. So it has a bunch of chambers starting from really small and it goes bigger. We got the biggest room first. Don't think that that was good, because there were a bunch of wax dolls, people, whatever you want to call them, in there, and I freaking hate dolls. Like, I am shaking just thinking about them, because and they were creepy. Like, they were hanging, and there were blood and eyeballs popping out of them. It was not good. So I went in there being freaked out already. What happened to me at Ghost Lab was the most insane thing that's probably ever happened to me this far in my life, because I'm very young. So we stood there, we relied on the ghost meter for this part of our investigation. We set it down on the bridge, dividing the room, so there were 2 investigators standing on the other side, and Bree and I were standing on the other side of the bridge. So how the ghost meter works is when it picks up EMF, it'll light up green and red, and then you can start asking questions. You usually say, can you say 1 for yes, 2 for no, so it goes peep, or it goes peep, peep. You get it? Okay. So something manifested, asked questions, and we asked, what is your name? Can you tell us what your name is? You know, because sometimes, you know, you can hear with your ears. And we didn't hear anything, and I asked, is your name Peter? And in the video you'll hear me go, oh my gosh. Because at that moment it felt like something came. I have goosebumps. I should actually just have a short sleeve shirt on so you can see this. But it felt like something was standing next to me, whispering in my ear. But there was, I mean, I can't explain to you because there wasn't whispering in my ear. And my next question was, is your name John? And it said yes. Now, John is a very common American English name. But that is like a name that came to me. Like, I can't explain to you how it came to me, but it just did. So the name John came to me, we asked questions, and we heard walking upstairs, like walking. And that was really weird, and I asked him, because this question also just came to me, was your legs amputated? And we got a yes. So we kept asking questions and got some great responses. We played with the flashlight, and the lead investigator, I think his name was Patrick, came to get us so we could change rooms. And I said to him, he asked us, did we get anything? And I said to him the name we got was John, and he said to me, just stop right there, come with me. And he took me to the founder of Gettysburg Paranormal, who was there with us, Jolene. He took us to her, and she had the video camera in her hand, and she said, what happened? And I said, well, the name John came to me, like, we didn't hear it, it just came to me, and his legs were amputated. And she started laughing, and she's like, we get the name John every single night. I was like, well, that is really weird. And they asked me, like, are you sensitive to these type of things? I honestly don't know that I'm sensitive to it. I've just had a lot of paranormal experiences growing up, and now obviously going out and hunting for paranormal experience. Then we got to use the spirit box. I love the spirit box. I think it just gives you better evidence. That's why I love it when they use it on ghost adventures as well. So we went into this room, and there's a wall about hip length with then bars that go up so that you can go into the actual display. The display consisted of a little triangle stage in the corner with a chair on it and something else, I can't remember what exactly it was, and then there was a dress, and then there was a little vanity with a mirror, and we asked questions, and the name Zach came up through the spirit box. And I was like, maybe it's just saying Zach because I love ghost adventures and I love Zach Bagans. Maybe it's just saying that. So I asked, is your name Zachary? Because it also this ghost box or the ghost meter lit up. And it said no. And I said, is your name Zach? And it said yes. I'm like, okay, Zach, how old are you? And the word 13 came out of the spirit box. I was like, okay, and we asked questions, and then it was gone, it was quiet. The next moment it lit up again, and you'll hear me ask, do you live on Sesame Street? The reason I ask this question is because sometimes a ghost meter is so powerful that it can pick up on power lines that's outside of the place, or you know, when there's something really close to it, it'll pick up on that. And the ghost meter was facing the digital recorder. So I asked, do you live on Sesame Street? And it said yes, because we moved it just a few seconds prior to that. The reason I ask this is just to verify that you're not picking up on power lines or whatever. Sometimes a ghost can have a sense of humor, but in this case, it was the digital recorder, because the moment we moved it away from it, it was gone. It lit up again after that, and you can hear Brie asking, are you female? It said yes. We asked what your name is. We could hear the name Emily really clear, but you can't hear it in the video, unfortunately. And we started asking, is Zach your son? And we got great responses. Now in the video I say that I'm sitting in a weird position. I was sitting like this. And if I were to fall over because I was losing my balance, I would fall to this side or I would fall to this side, right? I was sitting like this, and the next moment I get like pushed like this backwards against the wall. It was weird. So I asked, did you push me? And it said yes. And I know that I provoked a little bit after that, because I did want her to push me again, just to verify that I wasn't crazy. Suzette said she could see me like looking up, and I put my hand down because I was gonna get up, and then being pushed into the wall. It's really one of the weirdest experiences that I've ever had. I've been touched, but I've never been pushed. So after that we did the knocking experiment. And you can hear me knocking next to the video camera, you can hear Brie knocking on the floor. And the knock that we got back, because she said she heard it, and I said I didn't hear it, let's do it again. Knocking, and then you can hear a knock coming from in front of the camera. You would have heard if it came from behind. We were all freaking out. Yes, we did freak out because there was a spider in the room. Okay, anyway. The next moment, we all got extreme. Suzette got sick, like to the point where she wanted to throw up, so I told her to get out. And I was really mean to her, but I just wanted her to get out because you're not going to feel better. We all got like hit. Now, I can't explain to you hit, but it feels like, it's like, whoosh, and it's just like, boom. I was extremely sad. I don't get emotional really easily. I was on the verge of tears, and the guy in the room, Ethan, said he felt like his chest was really tight, and the girl said she felt sad too. We went out of the room, and the lead investigator who came to get us asked us, did you get anything? And I said to him, we caught the names Emily and Zach, we got the age 13. He said, did you happen to ask what their last name was? And I said, no. And he said to me, that's really weird because they're not known for this area. He said, Emily and Zach are known for another part of Pennsylvania, the Bricker House, but this guy had 4 wives, he killed them all. Emily was a part of an orphanage or something, and she had a son, Zach, who was 13 or 14. When he said that to me, I can't explain to you how freaked out you get when you get all of this evidence and someone comes and they tell you, they verify this for you. They weren't in that room with you. It was weird. So we went into the next room, we sat there, and Suzette starts crying, and she's like, why are you making me so sad? we didn't get a lot of responses in that room. We went to the last room, well, for us it was the last room, and we communicated with a guy named James. And this is where the spirit box was such an amazing piece of equipment. I was standing with it in my hand, and we had the ghost meter on the floor. Every time it said a word here, like a yes/no, it would light up yes/no on the floor. I asked, "Do you have a message for your family?" And it said, "Tell them." And you can hear Suzette going, "Lieutenant?" But the other three of us heard, "Tell them." And then it said, "Go, to." And we got all of these responses. Before I started, and I just wish I had better filmmaking skills, like honestly. Before we even started to ask questions, when we walked into the room, the spirit box started freaking out. And I was standing holding equipment because no one wanted to help me carry equipment. So I was standing like this because there was the ghost meter was in here, and I was just, so I'm standing like this, and it's talking to us. Hello, hello, stuff like that. And it's weird. So we got great responses there. It was an amazing experience, I'll tell you that. Now, for the part where we debunked, because I forgot to say that with the previous chamber that we were in, you'll hear me cuss. I'm sorry that I cuss, but I do cuss like a sailor sometimes. You'll hear me go, "What the F?" Because, you remember I talked about the little triangle stage when I described the room? There was a green light coming out of it and going back, and coming out of it. And you can see me pick up my camera because I wanted to film it, and it was gone. Gone! And we're all like, "Did you see that? We all saw that!" And there was a little green light in the corner of the room, but it didn't reflect, I mean, it couldn't reflect down, and why would it was like legit a solid green coming out, and it was big. It wasn't like, because that dot was like this big. And it would go back. And I'm like with the flashlight on the floor, and the investigator comes in and goes, "What's going on?" Because he heard us freaking out. He didn't hear us with the spider, but he hears us with the green light. And I said to him, "Is there any way that there's something?" And he's a skeptic himself. So we take the laser grid because I thought maybe someone in the other room had a laser grid that they were shining on the floor. And he went in and he shined it on the floor. There was nothing. Nothing. So we couldn't debunk it. We can't say that it was paranormal, but it's definitely unexplained. I wish that I just had my camera like directly there and whatever. You'll also notice that when my camera is facing the spirit box, it goes in and out of focus. It was standing completely still. Now when I hold it, sometimes it'll go in and out of focus, but in a dark room, when there's nothing there, it cannot, I don't know that it can go in and out of focus. And I had the light on, and the light actually switched off by itself. I didn't touch it. So that was a really, really amazing experience. Please support Gettysburg Paranormal Association. They're awesome. The people are friendly. They remember you. Because when I stepped in there, they were like, "Oh, you're back!" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was there in December. That was awesome that they remembered me. I like it when people remember me. So that is what happened to me. Please leave your comments if you don't understand something that I said, or if you have more questions about what happened. And happy ghost hunting, people! Peace out!